Ding. That means it's 10 o'clock p.m. on the west coast of the United States. It is 0500 GMT. Good night, good evening, good morning, and welcome to cBas After Dark for the 26th of May, 2015. Sorry, there's a bug over here I'm trying to kill before it kills me. Welcome to What If Week. What If Week continues here on cBas After Dark, where I try to sort of... How did I explain what is What If Week? I explained it last night here on this broadcast, and I'm not sure, webcast, and I'm not sure it made any sense. Essentially, I've had a number of sort of discussions, disagreements, sort of debates with people, and not all of them have been entirely friendly. Usually not because of me, sometimes because of me. But I feel like, well, it's important to make sure, it's important for myself to make sure I'm sort of coming at this from all correct angles by maybe trying to see if I'm wrong, trying to poke holes in my own argument just to make sure I'm not completely going off half-cocked. I might be. So it was an effort to try and sort of make sure I'm seeing all the relevant sides of any story. I'm still not going to do a science story and report from the Flat Earth Society on what the Flat Earth people also think in opposition, because that means it's balanced. No, you don't have to cover the irrelevant sides of a story. Some stories have only one side, some stories have five. To be balanced, to consider yourself balanced by doing side A and side B of any given story is essentially horseshit. It's too much in some cases, it's short of the real truth in other cases. So I'm kind of doing a what if. What if game shows... I'm trying to stretch it into GameShowTuesday, truthfully, but what if the match game was a more buttoned up and less drunken 70s freestyle bullshit game? I love the match game in the 70s form that we've seen and loved for many years, but I have tonight the pilot of the match game from 1962, starring Gene Rayburn, by the way, so it's not like it's going to be foreign, but the game itself is different, and certainly sort of the whole presentation of it. It's very much like the other 60s game shows that we've watched on this show, the What's My Line, the Password, and so on, where they're very sort of dressed up traditionally in 90s, almost like 1950s game shows, like the What's My Line versions of the 50s, where it's very sort of controlled. There might be laughter, they might say some funny things, but there's not a lot of talking all over each other. There's not a lot of obvious, like, sort of drunken behavior. Even when not Dorothy Kilgallen, even when the other woman on the match game, whose name I can't say for some reason, came out, and there was a couple of episodes where I noticed she was like obviously visibly lit. She's like, I'm slurring her words, but even then it's conducted with a kind of poise, a kind of class, really a stick up their butt factor if you want to compare it to the 70s version of the drunken game shows. But this is sort of a happy medium, taking the match game 70s drunken sloppiness and sort of backing it up a decade and seeing what happens. What if? Also, what if babies were an interesting topic for a game show I've certainly never seen. We're going to archive.org for a couple of the game shows, and I think the baby one is where I want to start. Actually, where I want to start first is Game Show News. Two game shows on major American broadcast television have surfaced in the past week. Tonight was the premiere of the reconstituted Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? I am not a Jeff Foxworthy fan, okay? I want to say that. I'm not a fan of any of the brand of comedy that is kind of the lowbrow, redneck, Larry the Cable Guy, guys talking with the Texas accent and being cool, talking cool about being drunk and getting, laid. No, I mean, all of that is very kind of just unsophisticated, not funny. It aims at the lowest common denominator. It's obviously very popular, just like Howard Stern, very popular, but it's because they aim at the lowest common denominator. It's for, cavemen, essentially. And I don't shy away from saying that. I feel like for a large degree, that sort of brand of comedy is popular. Popular does not mean good. Popular does not mean smart or worthy or usually it means lucrative, but that doesn't mean it's good. It doesn't mean it has a virtue, or doesn't mean it has any reason for existing other than making money off stupid people. So I object to Jeff Foxworthy in that kind of "you might be a redneck" kind of way, because I don't think that's funny. It's stupid people making fun of other stupid people, and I guess that's fine. Who better to make fun of than stupid people? I make fun of stupid people. I don't make any money from it. But and for that reason, for that long rambling reason, I don't like Jeff Foxworthy. So I've kind of always eschewed Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? But I watched the re-premiere of the new season of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, and damn if that isn't a good game. It's a really good game with kids that are smart and funny and contestants that are kind of amusing. So if you can get past Jeff Foxworthy, I do recommend that. On the other hand, ABC Television, The Mouse. ABC is owned by Disney, so I call them The Mouse. ABC TV is doing like a 7-night event they call 500 Questions. Basic, simple trivia game. You got 10 categories up on the wall there, and you're 5 questions per category, and there's some other you're a genius, and there's some other genius person opposite you who occasionally you have to play against. Some of the questions are kind of Greed style. If you're familiar with this, you've seen Greed, the Fox game show from the late 90s, which was a very, very good game. I was a big, huge fan of that for the specific reason that the questions were not Jeopardy style, essay kind of super intellectual questions, but they did require multiple answers from multiple people, and it was a very different kind of, it was a good style of game. I really liked it. This is kind of like very often those similar kind, name 10 of the 30 acts at Woodstock. Now, I had no chance of getting that, but that was mildly interesting. But the host is this CNN Richard Quest guy. CNN International has a guy named Richard Quest, who I just don't like at all. He's a horrendous game show host. There's a number of things wrong with this game, including the fact that if you go through one continuous night, if you get 3 wrong answers in a row, you're out. But if you get 2 wrong and then 1 right, it takes away all your wrong answers. Now, they don't call them wrong answers. They call them wrongs. And it's just this really weird, it's bad. This game show is bad. A lot of money was spent, but it is just shit. And I hope, against hope, that this game show does not succeed, because this is, it's just not a good game, And the host is bad. I don't like it's just sort of the way it's played. And the other thing is, if you get through one entire hour on one night, the most you've done is maybe 50 questions, probably less than that. This is only a 7-night event. So there's literally no chance of any one contestant getting 500 questions. Like, if it were 100 questions, that would be too much, So, I don't know. There's a couple of new game shows, one of which I'm glad I watched. The other one I'm sad that I watched. It really, really felt like it wasted my time. It's a lot of pomp and circumstance and not enough payoff, not enough game there. All right, so that's the game show news. Let's get to an actual game show for Game Show Tuesday. That's really why anybody comes to watch this version of the cBaS After Dark program, and I'm not going to disappoint you. Tonight on cBaS After Dark, first up we've got the Baby Game. 1967, 1968. This is black and white. I feel like I ought to go to Wikipedia and type in the Baby Game and just see. Wow, it does not have a Wikipedia page. Let's go to Google and see if I can find anything on the Baby Game here. Baby Game game show. The Baby Game. All right, so there's a bet on your baby. That's not it. That's another thing. And there is a couple of episodes, I guess, on YouTube. We're going to get one from the archive show, the archive.org website. Let's look at this. TV.com, The Baby Game. On this game show, 3 couples were asked to predict children's behavior. Not a great description. I think I'd just rather watch it, frankly. A very silly and inane show, to be honest. I've seen far better daytime game shows from that era. So let's watch some of it. We won't watch all 24 minutes. Oh, son of a bitch. I'm starting to think this software kicks it back to me anytime you make a screen go full screen. So I may not be able to watch this full screen with you. There it goes. All right.
In America, is it Judy Lesage? Or will it be Patty Porco? Will it be Michael Baker? Or Vincent Viola? Or will it be be your youngster who wins a $15,000 college education on the show that stars America's cutest kids, The Baby Game. And now, here's America's favorite babysitter, Richard Hayes.
America's favorite babysitter.
I'm not even a big hit with the panel over there. They're just no applause or anything. We'd like to welcome you. We'd like to welcome you. We'd like to welcome the folks up there in the balcony. It's the Baby Game, and you will see some more of the entries in our Cutest Kids in America contest at the end of the show. Stay tuned. You just might see your own cute kid up there. Right now, you know how the Baby Game works. Let's meet the two young couples who didn't applaud me when I came out. Chet, please.
Well, here they are, Richard. First meet the Morrises, George and Caroline, who have two daughters, ages 4 and 6.5.
Wow, that host is...
And they're playing against the Waltons, Gloria and Lloyd, who have one daughter, age 4.5, and a son, 2 months old.
That host is really upset that they didn't applaud for him.
Welcome you all to the Baby Game.
A little bit
George, now
butthurt.
it's not the time to applaud. It's passed you by. We're going to test your knowledge as parents because it's time for round 1, and it is romper race time. It's worth 10 points to anyone who can pick the winner. So let's watch the champ and 2 challengers as they give you an idea of their form. Number 1, take a look at that little doll. That is a Loreen. She is a mover when she starts to move, and she's a rester when she starts to rest.
Okay.
Number 2, that is Billy. Notice that left leg. He kind of has a little pushing motion there that propels him right across the finish line. Number 3, that is Paul, the current champ, defending his title for the 3rd time, and is he thrilled about it? Okay, who is going to win? Number 1, number 2, or our current champ? Make your choices, put them in the
Who's going to win? Pick a baby.
Shall return right after this message.
And we'll be right back. Okay.
Now, the fastest relief known for bronchial asthma attacks can restore free breathing in as little as 15 seconds. It's new Primatene Mist. Used as directed, Primatene Mist
How about that ad?
delivers medication deep into
How about that animation?
opens breathing passages, relaxes bronchial spasms. So asthma attack is relieved fast. Get
Okay, the panel's answers are locked away. The racers are in place behind the starting gate. The bugle is about to sound, and once more with feeling, they're off, and they're running at diaper downs. And look at that, number 2 is standing up and fell right down. Look at that enthusiasm. Look at that Tim. Look at that.
Come on, baby, go. Are any of them ever going to...
It's 2, it's the champ, and no one has moved. Number 2 kind of has an itchy foot, and here comes the champ. The champ is moving on down the rail all by himself, and stopping. Number 1 and number 2 have a small romance.
Can you believe this is a game show?
It's number 1 stopping now. It's number 1 staring, and it's the champion. The champion is out there all by himself. Here comes number 2 now. Look at number 2 start moving down the track. Now number 1 and number 2 are kind of talking to each other. Number 1 is fascinated with number 2. What's that? Oh, it's a romance. It is a romance. Number 1 and number 2 are going to meet on wedding party. And there is the champ. And across the line. And still the champion. It is Paul. The champ is worth 10 points if you have him in the answer box. George, what'd you say?
I had number 1.
You had number 1, and it's no score so far. Caroline.
Number 2.
Number 2, top round, no score, no to score anything over there. Gloria.
Number 2.
Oh, dear, you want to sit over with George and Caroline over there? Lloyd, it's up to you.
I picked the winner, the champ.
And you got yourself on the scoreboard, you got yourself 10 points.
Huh, okay, so that's literally how you win this game, is by betting on which baby will cross the finish line?
Points for every correct answer, and here we go. 2 pair of kids compete for a prize in the game of ring toss. The ring is a little unusual, and so is the peg. Watch and see what I mean. We have Bo and Jeff.
Bo and Jeff.
Cannot cross this line. You understand that, Bo? Now you can have 3 tries. By the time I come back, if you get this tube around your shoulders,
He'll carry how many times I got.
only 3. And if I come back and it's around your shoulders, you both get a prize.
This is Diana and Karen.
I will give you both a prize if when I come back in the room, I find this tube over your shoulders. It's your job to get it over her shoulders. You'll have 3 tries now. Only 3, and you can't go over the line. Okay? There you are. Good luck. Have fun.
And it looks like they're going to have fun. Let me recap the rules. The kids must get the ring around their partner in 3 tries.
and the thrower must not step over that line. But Uncle Bobby never said that the human peg couldn't move.
Yeah.
So here's your question. How many of the teams will realize that the peg can move and score a ringer? Neither of them, one of them, or both of them. Please put your answers in place.
Okay.
We take time
I'm
out.
curious as to how this will end, and then we'll stop right after this.
Now you can clean your rug this afternoon and entertain guests tonight. Glory does it. Glory, the new spray foam rug cleaner from Johnson Wax.
Glory.
Just push the button.
That's right. Just push the button. With Glory, the can's the applicator. You get instant foam. It's deep cleaning foam like professionals use. Just sponge it in. Glory foams out the dirt fast. See? This rug is cleaner already. Let dry, then vacuum. Glory dries so fast. The rug you clean at 2 can be bright and beautiful at 6. And just one can cleans a big 10 by 14 rug for less than $2.
Try new Glory. So easy you can clean your rug.
I'm sorry, I like these old ads. This is a
Entertain
trip.
guests tonight. Glory, new from Johnson Wax.
No music, no flashiness, just simple claims
I
about
want
the
to shock you,
cleaner.
panel, but we're back on the air. The panel's answers are locked up. The teams are eager to test their athletic skills, so let's not dilly or dally. It's the start of the contest.
Oop.
That can give you a headache if you keep doing that an awful lot. That is an old inner tube plier. It's soft. It's not too heavy.
Yeah.
No. Now you notice the peg is not moving forward. They're not trying to do it the easy way. I think she's running out of steam, that little gal, too. Throw it once more. Ooh. The peg is not moving forward. She's not getting a ringer, except on herself. Try once more. Look at that big donut. Oh, she missed altogether, and they never, ever did get it. Let's see how the boys do.
Oh.
That's a whistler, huh? Hey, look, the peg is moving closer. If he would stay there, he's showing how much. He stepped back a few steps. Come on, he moved in
There.
a little closer, over. He did move in close enough. It did drop through. And look at those fellas giggling and laughing. They have done it.
So, okay, it wasn't about them actually getting it. It was about whether or not he'd go closer or not.
If you have it in the box. Lloyd, what did you say?
I said one of them.
Hey, you're hitting it on all fours there. You got 20 points. Gloria,
I said one of them.
can you add to that? You now have 30 points. Over we go to you, Caroline. You got to get on the scoreboard.
I said one of them.
And you sure get on the scoreboard. You have 10
They didn't have to pick
points.
which. They just had to say
I
one.
think I said one of them. Let's see. Yes, you did say one of them.
I think I said one of them. I forgot.
And
They all said one would do it, and there you go. Okay, so one did it. I'd actually rather watch that 500 questions than this baby game. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's not a good game. Good games are a little bit more like what we'll see next. The match game. Okay. Now, if you're familiar at all with the match game, you know that the match game is a classic of the 70s. It's what bore Richard Dawson. Richard Dawson left that show to go host the Family Feud later in the late 70s and early 80s. But the match game's a good game. Yeah, in Australia, it's called Blankety Blanks. I should actually probably show you a clip of Blankety Blanks as well. But let's watch a clip of the 1962 version of the match game. Much more buttoned up, but still hosted by the great Gene Rayburn. Here we go. This 1962 pilot of the match game comes to us from archive.org. Ah, damn it to hell. All right, hang on. I think I've got this figured out. Unfortunately, every time I go full screen, it pops it back to me, and then I have to go back and do it again. Let's try it again. And again, it did it. Now, last time I was able to fucking make this work. Just bear with me one more second. I mean, I guess I don't have to watch it full screen, but I want to, and I feel like it's better. Oh, maybe if I go like that. There. Yes. Good. Okay, here we go.
from New York City, NBC TV presents the match game.
You can already tell this is straight out of the 50s, right? This is just like the, what's my line or password.
This portion brought to you today by the makers of new decongestant bromoquinine, the medication that gives you fast, effective, big relief for big cold misery.
I bet it does.
And now here's your host, Gene Rayburn.
Thank you very much. We thank you and we welcome you to the match game, a game of judgment played by two teams headed by a celebrity guest. Now let's meet the captain of our first team. She's a very quick-witted lady. Her wonderful sense of humor makes her a natural contestant for any game show. Here is Peggy Cass.
Peggy Cass.
How are you today, Peggy? I'm very well. Peggy, I understand you're going to do a new play this season. Can you tell us anything about it?
No, because I haven't signed the contract, and you know how often they fade away like old soldiers.
Okay, Peggy, we'd like you to meet your teammates. If you'll step over there. On your left, Peggy, will be Mrs. Ronnie Smith.
How do you do?
And on your right there is Arthur Trudeau.
Arthur Trudeau.
Arthur, what do you do for a living? I work for IBM. I
IBM.
have you with us today. And Mrs. Smith, where's your home?
I live in East Orange, New Jersey. I keep house for husband and two darling daughters.
And what brings you to New York today?
The show.
Good for you. We're very happy to have you with us. That's the Peggy Cass team. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the celebrity captain of the other team, a man who's a celebrated writer, author, comedian, Peter Lynn Hayes. Peter Lynn Hayes. Yes, sir.
I love the celebrities that we've never heard of in the 21st century. Peggy Cass, I sort of know.
To New York via boat. Is that true up from Westchester County? That is true. I used to come down by boat. What was the name of the boat? The Other Queen Mary. The Other Queen Mary. After my wife. All right, Pete, we'd like you to meet your team. And on the way over, say hello to Peggy. She's sitting right over there.
Girl, but I'm here to challenge you. Thank you.
All right. Peter, on your left will be Miss Mary Pigeon. Hello, Mary.
Hi.
And on your right is Rick Mainzer.
Rick Mainzer.
Rick, what do you do for a living?
Well, I'm self-employed and design checkbook covers.
That may be helpful to you today here.
God, that could be on What's My Line.
Mary Pigeon, where is your home?
San Francisco, California.
What are
Woohoo!
you doing in New York?
Good vacation.
Nice to have you in our city. Good luck to all of you. That's the Peter Lynn Hayes team. All right, we'll start our first game right after this important message for all people who suffer from big cold. All right, let's play. The match game is a game of judgment. I'm going to read a question to which there are many answers. You must use your judgment to decide on what you think is the most likely answer in an attempt to match your teammates. Now, you score only when you match. And if you're all set, here we go with the first question. Everybody ready to write? We ask you to name an American inventor other than Edison. Name an American inventor other than Edison. Now, you write down what you think is the most likely answer. And remember, you're trying to match your teammates.
Inventor other than Edison.
Hands are going up.
Shit.
3, 4, 5. One more to go.
I mean,
And it's 6. We'll begin with the Peggy Cass team. And the man on your right, Peggy. Arthur, what man did you name? Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin.
of course.
All right, Ronnie Smith, may we see your answer? If you match him, it'll be 10 points.
No match, no points. Fulton.
Fulton, the inventor of the steam engine. All right, Peggy Cass, if you
Eli Whitney.
name Ben Franklin or Mr. Fulton, it'll be 10 points for your team. Do you match?
Well, I'm on it all the time. Alexander Graham Bell.
No
You
match.
use the phone a great deal. I'm sorry to say there's no match there at all and no points. Now let's turn to the Peter Lynn Hayes team and the man on your right, Peter, Rick.
Well, I've got a fourth, Whitney.
Whitney, you invented the cotton gin.
I said Eli Whitney.
Do you match him?
No.
Fulton.
Fulton.
You match somebody on this team over here. No match there. But Peter, if you match either of your teammates, your team will score. Do you match? Fulton. Fulton, there's the match. Good for you. All right, your team now has 10 points. 10-0 in favor of Peter Lynn Hayes' team. And let me point out to one and all now, the first team to score 50 points wins the game and $100 and gets a chance to earn extra money in our end game. You'll see how that works a little bit later on. Here we go with the next question. Name one of Santa's reindeer.
Oh, easy. Rudolph.
One of Santa's reindeer.
Dasher, Dancer,
You're
Prancer,
looking for the
Lancer,
most likely answer.
Dasher, Dancer,
And
Prancer,
you're
Vixen.
trying to match your
Comet, Cupid, Donner.
No cheating.
All hands up? Okay, we'll begin with your team, Peggy Cass, because you're behind there. And the man on your right, Arthur, which of Santa's reindeers did you name? Blitzen. Blitzen. I'm down to Blitzen. He's the second one in the famous formula. Ronnie, which one did you name?
The newcomer, Rudolph.
Rudolph.
Wait a second, Blitzen is not the second.
Peggy, do you
He's like
match
last.
your teammates for 10 points?
No, I go to the races a lot. Prancer.
That's a cool question. I like this question. Where they have to match.
And Rick, we call on you first. Which reindeer did you name?
Well, my face may be red after this one, but Rudolph.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. Mary Pigeon, are you the traditional or modernist?
Traditionalist. Dancer.
Dancer.
She named. Peter Lynn Hayes, do you match either of your teammates?
This girl and I are going to start going steady. Dancer.
Dancer, there's
Wow.
All right, that brings you up to 20 points.
Yeah, they're on some kind of wavelength.
And at the end of the second question, Peter Lynn Hayes' team is ahead 20-10. Here we go. With the
20
next
to
question.
0, it looks like.
Write down the name of a big dog. Name a big
A
dog.
Great Dane. The Pyrenees.
And let's hear those pencils drop. When you finish writing, raise your hand.
Oh, golly. Big
And
dog.
in a moment, we're going to have to call time and call it no match unless you write something down.
All right. Sorry.
All right, all hands are up. Peggy Cass, we begin with your team. Arthur, which big dog did you name?
Great Dane.
Yeah.
Dane. Great Dane.
Saint Dane?
No, St. Bernard crossed out.
And you have Dane. Great Dane.
Bigger dog.
All right, Ronnie Smith, which big dog
St.
did you
Bernard is
name?
probably a better answer.
German Shepherd.
Oh, German Shepherds are big. I like
Big
German
dog
Shepherds a
there.
lot.
Peggy Cass, are you a dog lover?
I sure am.
Name a big dog. That's actually really funny. And I don't think she meant it to be funny. I think she thought that was the real
Scoring any points, but
way
you
you're
have the
supposed to
sympathy
answer.
Of all these lovely people in our studio audience there. Let's see what Peter Lynn Hayes' team does. And Rick, once again, we begin with you. Which big dog did you name?
Great Dane.
You named that breed. Great Dane.
First thing I said was Great Dane, I
Do you
think.
match your partner there?
Yes, I do.
Great.
Awesome.
Match. All right, that brings you up to 30 points. Peter Lynn Hayes, you matched it all the way across.
I named a boxer, but his trunk kept falling down.
No match there, but you did have one match, and you pick up 10 points. The score now is 30-10 in favor of the Peter Lynn Hayes team. We'll get back to the match game in just a moment, but right now, 30-0. I beg your pardon. Let's watch as Cal from the custodian helps out the new tenant. All right, let's go on with this game. 30-0 in favor of Peter Lynn Hayes' team. And if they score 2 matches in the next round, they'll win the game. Remember, 50 points to win the game. Everybody ready? We want you to write down the name of a winter sport. Name
Skiing?
a winter sport. And raise your hands when you finish writing.
In this day and age,
They're all
curling.
except one, yes. They're all ready now. Peggy Cass, once again, we'll start with your team. And Arthur Trudeau, which winter sport did you name? Lassie.
Skiing.
Skiing.
Yeah, baby.
Popular winter sport. Ronnie Smith, are you a skier?
Well, the winter sport I was thinking was Santa Claus, but I didn't think you wanted that, so I picked skiing.
Skiing, there's a man. Good, then you finally scored 10 points. Peggy Cass, if you say skiing, it'll be another 10 points, and it'll be 20 altogether. What do you say?
Skiing.
Skiing, there's a man. Good for you, Peggy. All right, you're up to 20 points now, and you're back in the match game. Let's go to the Peter Lynn Hayes team. Rick, once again, we're going to call on you and find out what winter sport you name.
Also skiing.
Skiing. Are you a skier, did I miss?
Yes, I'm a ski instructor, as a matter of fact.
Well, good for you.
Really?
Pigeon.
I thought you invented checkbook covers.
Barely. I hope I spelled it right.
Skiing. All right, there's a man. Your team is up to 40 points. Peter Lynn Hayes, if you match your teammates, you will win the game. Let's see your answer.
You have an eraser? I said skating.
Oh,
Saved there
no.
by lack of one match. All right, it's 40-20 in favor of Peter Lynn Hayes' team. They're still in a very good position to win this game. Let's see what happens in the next round. We want you to fill in the blank in a phrase here, and this is it. King of blank. King of blank.
Okay, that has the ring of the old match game, or the original, not the original. This is the original.
Hands
The
up when you're finished.
more
All hands
popular
up. Peggy, we begin with your team.
match game, I
Arthur,
guess
how
I'm
did
trying
you
to say.
fill in this blank? King of what?
England.
King of England. That's a familiar phrase. Ronnie Smith. If you match your teammate with the word England, it'll be 10 points.
I'm on a different track. King of Hearts.
King of Hearts. You must be a card player. Peggy Cass, do you match either of your teammates for 10 points?
King of
England.
England.
There's a match.
Awesome.
Peggy, that brings your team up to 30 points, and you're creeping up there. One match from the Peter Lynn Hayes team, and they win the game. And once again, Rick, we ask you for your response. King of what?
King of Siam.
King of Siam? What the fuck is he thinking?
Yeah, could be a match. Very pigeon.
Could be a match.
If you match. Rick.
King of Kings.
King of Kings.
No.
Match there. Peter Lynn Hayes, you have a pretty good choice to match either of them. One match and you win. Do you match?
King of Beasts.
King of Beasts.
Wow.
No match. Yeah, once again, the Peggy Cass team is saved there.
So now they're getting close. Yeah, they could actually, either one of them could win
the game.
in this next game.
We ask you to
Round.
name one of Columbus's ships.
Name one of Columbus's ships. All right. That's...
Peggy's hand is up. Rick. All but 2. 1. Mary, we'll have to call time unless we see your hand. All right, your hand is up. Peggy, once again, we begin with your team. Arthur, which of Columbus's ships did you name?
Santa Maria.
The Santa Maria. Ronnie Smith, which one came to your mind?
Santa Maria.
Awesome. Okay, they got
All right, that brings you up to
10
40
more.
points. One more match will bring you up to 50 points. Peggy Cass, which ship?
Forget it. Nina.
Nina. Isn't that the way they always say it, though, when they name them? The Nina, the Nina, and the Santa Maria would be the last one.
Nina, the Santa Maria. Columbus was on this thing.
All right. You've got 40 points, Peggy. One match from the Peter Lynn Hayes team, and they win the game. Arthur, once again, we begin with you. Which ship did you name?
The Maria, or Santa Maria, I believe.
Santa Maria.
This man's a misfit.
Mary Pigeon, we ask for your response.
Isabella.
Isabella.
What the fuck?
I think that's the one that was scuttled in the harbor of Spain. Never got out of port. Peter Lynn Hayes.
He looks like he's going
the odds are against it, but try and match one
to get a
of the
4x4 and beat these people.
Nina.
So, at the end of this round, the score is all tied up, and it's been a very exciting game.
Yeah, I got to see which team wins. We'll continue right after
But
this.
first, here is this message of interest to all.
This portion of the match game is brought to you by H.J. Heinz Company.
Hey, Heinz
57
57.
varieties, including delicious Heinz condensed soups. The hearty soups with the homemade flavor. Heinz.
Heinz
Once
soup.
again, here's your host, Dean Rivers.
You don't think of that.
Thank you, John.
I don't think of that.
Well, at this point, the score is all tied up at 40 points each. We'll continue with the match game in just a moment, but first, just for a change, why don't we all relax and see double?
What?
Here on the match game, it's all tied up. 40 points for each team.
See double?
Let's see if we're going to break the tie as I pull out
Is
the
that like
next
an
question here.
alcohol ad?
We ask you to name a jungle animal. Name a
Ooh,
jungle
good one.
animal. Raise your hands when you finish writing. Remember, you're looking for the most likely answer in an attempt to match your teammates. All hands up except one. Okay, all hands are up now. Peter Lynn Hayes, we begin with your team, and we're going to ask the man on your right. Rick, which jungle animal did you name?
The King of Beasts, the lion.
The lion. Mary Pigeon, are you lion-hearted?
I certainly am. Lion.
The lion.
All right.
There's the match. All right, you now have 50 points. Peter Lynn Hayes, do you make it unanimous?
What's my lion?
He does.
Ah,
All right, that gives you a match.
I don't know why I'm getting this lag here.
Now, let me point out to the Peggy Cass team. They have 60 points. In order for you to stay in the running, you must score matches all the way across. Let's see if you do. Arthur, which jungle animal did you name?
Tiger.
The tiger. Ronnie Smith.
That's the way I like my men. Tiger.
Tiger! Oh,
All right.
running. There's a match.
If Peggy Cass matches, I think they still stay tied.
You've got a match all the way across. Let's see your answer.
Well, I didn't throw the game, but I said lion.
Lion, I'm sorry to say there is no match there, and Peter Lynn Hayes' team wins the match game. All right, our congratulations to you. You won the game and $100 and the chance to play the end game. Now, this is a special game for our winning team. This time we're going to ask you to match not each other, but the reactions of 100 people in the studio audience. Now, you have to see how well you can match the answers they gave us. And here are the answers in this envelope. Each of the questions in this group was asked of 100 people in the studio audience of Play Your Hunch, Thursday, November 29th, 1962. Now, we want you to tell us the answer you think was most frequently given by these 100 people. Here's the way it goes. First, I'll read the question, then I'll ask each of you in turn for your answer. And you don't have to write the answer down. Just sing it out when I ask for it. You just tell me what it is, and once you give me an answer, you can't change it. Your team will win $25 each time one of you matches the correct answer. Here we go with the first question. We asked our studio audience to name something a bride wears. Something a bride wears.
Could be dress, could be veil.
We're looking for the answer that was given most frequently
could be garter.
in the group we tested. Rick, we'll begin with you. What do you think the answer was given most frequently?
I would guess a gown.
A gown.
Yeah.
You say a gown. Peter, what do you say?
I have to say veil.
Veil. So we have a vote for gown, one for veil, and Mary Pigeon.
I agree with Peter. Veil.
Gown, veil, veil. The response most frequently given by the studio audience was veil, and there are 2 matches there for a total of $50.
Yes, this man is a bachelor. I think that should be explained.
Okay, and that's why he said gown instead of veil. Question number 2, you now have $50. Question number 2, and you can get 75 on each one, potentially. Name a famous Italian. Name a famous Italian. What answer do you think we got most frequently from our studio audience, Rick?
Mussolini.
Mussolini.
That's good.
The famous Italian. Peter?
That's an infamous. I would say Cristoforo Columbus.
Christopher Columbus. Mary Pigeon, what answer do you think the studio audience gave most frequently?
Cristoforo Columbus.
Just say Chris Columbus. All right, we have 1 vote for Mussolini and 2 for Christopher Columbus. The studio audience most frequently said Caruso.
Nobody.
Caruso. So there are no matches there at all. However, you still have your $50. Let's go to question number 3. We want you to fill in a blank in this phrase. Here it is. Side blank.
Side blank.
Side blank.
Side kick.
All right. What response do you think we got
Side saddle
from our studio audience, Rick? Begin with you.
Track.
Side track. That's good.
Peter?
Side car.
Side car. With a little editorial there. Mary?
Sideways.
So we have side track, side car, sideways. The answer most frequently given by the studio audience was side by side.
Oh.
Side by
Really?
side. No match there either. You still have your $50.
That studio audience was cheating.
Here's your last chance to gain $75. We want you to give us the name of a scientist. We asked
Albert
the
Einstein.
audience to give us the name of a scientist. Now, what answer do you think they gave most often? And once again, Rick, we begin with you.
Albert Einstein.
Yeah.
Albert Einstein. Peter?
Agreed. Albert Einstein.
2 votes for him. Mary?
Einstein.
All right, all 3 of you are unanimous. The answer most frequently given by the studio audience was Albert Einstein. All 3 of you matched. You finished in a blaze of glory with 3 matches on that last round for a total of $125. $100 in the regular game gives you a grand total of $225. Well, I see that's all the time we have for today. We'll check and see what everybody has won in just a moment, but right now ask yourself this. Do you have all the energy you should have? Well, if not, you watch this.
I love the little commercial
Now, before we
introductions.
leave you, we want to do the grand summing up. We're sorry that the Peggy Cast team didn't win any money. However, we have a wonderful prize for you, a Polaroid land camera for you, Arthur, and for you.
Wow, Polaroid camera in the 1960s. That was no small deal.
Enjoyed
That was
that.
kind of cool.
And we thank you.
Consolation prize.
Peggy, for you, you know what we have? An invitation to come back tomorrow with your beautiful smile and quick wit.
Thank you, Lassie.
Thank you, Lasty. All right. Well, okay. you got a taste of what the match game was like in the 60s. Very different. If you, just in case you're really not aware, let's just watch one quick thing of the match game. I mean, there's millions of them on YouTube, so it's not like there's really going to need to be a whole lot, you know, of let's see here, match game videos. Let's just, one clip is all I want, and I mean, here's the one that says it's a banned episode. This episode will no longer air on GSN. Doesn't say, excuse me, doesn't say why. Let's switch over to it here, and let's just see if I can't show you. Maybe we will watch the whole thing. I mean, now that I know it's a banned episode, that kind of makes it a little bit sexier in a weird way. Match game 74. So this is like year before I was born. Shit. Okay. What does it say down here about? I'm going to mute that. It is banned from airing because of the word nymphomaniac. It says here. Orson Bean, Brett Summers, Charles Nelson Riley, Marianne Rogley, Richard Dawson, and BW. Oh, Betty White.
Production number 0165. Air date to be announced. VTR 216-7.
I love that.
Tick one.
When they do the slate, that's one of my favorite parts of it. The behind-the-scenes shit.
Production number 0165. Air date to be announced. VTR 216-74. Tick one.
Tick one.
Get ready to match the star. Orson Bean, Brett Summers, Charles Nelson Riley, Marianne Mobley, Richard Dawson, and Betty White.
Betty White.
As we play the star-studded big money match game 74.
Where's the sign? Oh, there it goes. We're supposed to light that sign up as he says it. This is 12 years after the show we just watched. Look at Gene Rayburn in his 70s suit. Holy shit. How about that suit? Oh, man.
How are you? Just fine. You are a vision.
All right, thank you.
And I've been eating mushrooms.
And they're going to your head there. Is everyone ready and okay?
My nails are still wet.
Your nails are still wet?
Don't touch me, I'm sticky.
May I blow on your hand?
She'll do anything.
Your nails are dry. Yes, all right.
She married Alan Lutton. I guess that's living kosher today. That's showbiz.
That's it. Listen, we've got beautiful celebrities here, and we're having a marvelous time with them all week long. Now let's say hello to our beautiful contestants, Chris Lyons and Margaret Moore. Hello, ladies. We finished round 1, right? At the end of round 1, it's 5-0 in favor of the champ. And we're going to go to round 2 in a moment or so. Margaret has won $5,600. Being
blah, blah, blah. Can't we just get to the
Chris
game?
didn't do too well in the first round, but she hopes to do better in the second round, right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, we'll see how that second round turns out. Right after we find out how this turns out. Here we go. Round 2, our final round in this game. Chris, would you please make a selection?
A.
She wants A. Good luck to both ladies. Everybody plays.
Cadillac, a diamond.
Tiny Willie Shoemaker got so mad.
Tiny Willie did?
Yes, he punched Big Wilt Chamberlain in the blank. You know Tiny Willie Shoemaker. Tiny
All right,
Willie.
let's hustle along here.
Very good. Oh, Brett, aren't you clever to have done that so quickly?
Yes.
Your
Are they?
mind is growing by leaps and bounds.
Like a steel trap.
Okay.
Oh, Charles.
Come on, Charles. All right, we're all set now. Now, Chris Lyons, think about this. Tiny Willie Shoemaker got so mad, he punched Big Wilt Chamberlain in the blank.
Knee.
In the knee.
All right.
I would think that's about how high he would be. Boom, hit him right in the knee there. What did you say, Orson?
Fortunately for Big Wilt, Tiny Willie was no bigger than the palm of your hand. He punched him in the knee.
Ding.
A match the kiss there.
I had another answer, but I'm afraid too many people understand Italian.
I see. Brett, what did you say?
It's all right, I don't, Orson. I said Canese.
Canese. That's two for you, Chris. Charlie.
I had him a little madder. He went all the way up to the nose.
How did he get to his nose?
You dummy. His friends put him up to it.
Ha ha ha. Betty White's so cute.
Okay, now, because you've matched 2 and we've got 3 to go and she's got 5, you must match the remaining 3 celebrities to stay in the game. We're looking for knees, my dear.
Looking for knees,
Yes.
huh?
Come to the right place.
And you found a knee.
All right, sir.
I have a cure for water on the knee.
What is that?
Wear pumps.
Wow. Is she going to tie it up?
Well, you
I feel like that's pretty rare.
to achieve a tie. Let's see what you've got, Betty.
If Betty White wrote
A
knee.
friend in knee is a friend in knee.
Badass. Okay.
So at this moment it's tied up. Now, I say to you, Margaret Moore, 1 match will win the game for you. Only 1. Here we go. Now, last time, you matched everyone except Orson. So, Orson, you are the only one who will participate in this. Are you
The
ready?
rest of us will lay out.
The rest of you will lay out.
I'm
Right.
going to have a quick sniff of my marking pen and I'll be ready.
No, that's enough of that.
Where have you gone?
Here it is.
Yes.
How to get a man.
Yes. Your eyes are quite beautiful.
How to get a man to propose.
Yes.
1, tell him you love him. 2, tell him he's handsome. 3, tell him you're blank.
Pregnant.
How to get a man to propose.
Or gay. But they wouldn't have said gay in the
How to get a
70s.
man to propose. 1, tell him you love him. 2, tell him he's handsome. 3, tell him you're blank.
How long have you been in this country, dear?
Now, Orson, write something down there. You're on your own. I'm not going to help you any more than that. Okay, he is finished. Margaret, how to get a man to propose. 1, tell him you love him. 2, tell him he's handsome. 3, tell him you're blank.
Willing.
Tell him you're willing.
It's not a great answer, but it's funny.
It's a willing. It's a very Charles Dickens answer. Orson, she said willing. May we see your answer?
Please repeat the question.
Tell him he's handsome. 3, tell him you're...
A nymphomaniac.
Well, there's what the person who uploaded this suggested got this game banned from the Game Show channel. I don't see why. It's not all that racy. I mean, especially for this match game where you know, you could say boobs and stuff like that. They did a great documentary. I believe it's even showing up here on the suggested videos on YouTube called The Real Match Game Story Behind Blank. And that's pretty good. Maybe we should do that one of these nights. Not tonight, but we'll do it. I don't know. Maybe we could watch part of that tonight. Let's just watch the beginning of it, just because I want to see how it starts. It's got some of those people who were like the regular guests on the match game, and it was just such a trip. We'll not watch the ad here for the internet company, but match game fans will love this. Took me a long time to find it. It's not available anywhere for sale. Enjoy the show and get some memorabilia from this website. Yeah, they talk about Gene Rayburn as being one of the main reasons why.
As they say on the show.
The big bad wolf said I just came from a house where this old lady had the biggest blanks I ever saw.
Boots.
Boobs! They're all like, ooh.
Breaking in the 70s.
I have been so shocked and outraged by an answer in my entire life.
On network TV, they're showing their boobs now.
I said, bazooms.
It's the first show that broke all the rules.
Get off the wire.
The rules? Oh, there were no rules.
The recipe for match game success. Gene Rayburn, the great panel of mixed celebrities,
Yeah.
and the titillating questions.
I got my blank stuck in a soda bottle.
You never knew what the panelists were going to say.
Is gourd. It's always interesting to see them completely raw, answering a question, just being themselves.
Yeah, it's true.
When I'd watch Match Game as a kid, I would just say, who are these people?
Is that a joke?
It may never be duplicated with the kind of chemistry that you had in the 70s.
It was a party, and the vodka wasn't bad either.
Build your drink.
GSN presents the real Match Game story.
Time to say goodbye.
Behind the Blank.
And here's the host of Match Game 73, Gene Rivers.
Everybody plays. Brand new game. Everyone at the North Pole was shocked to see Santa Claus being blanked by his elves.
Charles Nelson Riley worked on Broadway in a play called
Linda Blank.
The American actress, Miss Linda Lovelace.
He wrote his own bio. The last sentence was, Mr. Riley is 29 years old and totally adorable.
Oh my God. All right. That right there makes me love that, because there's old Gene Rayburn. This was his last interview before he died. As a gay guy like Charles Nelson Riley, as sort of a ham, or like a wanted, be actor, a guy who's a little bit afraid of how old he's become. I love that. Sebastian Kuntz is 29 years old and totally adorable. Come on, how is that not like fucking solid gold in the bank? Oh my God. All right. That was funny as hell.
I'll never forget, in the beginning, Mark Goodson used to write these long memos to the producer. He said, what is Rayburn doing? He's getting laughs. He's getting laughs. He thought that was terrible because he thought the most important thing was the game.
Now, here's your host.
Oh, look. Here's where we just were.
It premiered on New Year's Eve, 1962. The Match Game was a product of the most prolific game show producer in television history, Mark Goodson.
Wow.
Obviously one of the great geniuses of the game show.
You don't see him very much.
He and
Not
his
this
partner
guy.
created so many great
Mark
game
Goodson.
shows.
The creative dynamo of Goodson, Todman Productions, had overseen a string of hits, including What's My Line?
Yeah.
To Tell the Truth, I've Got a Secret, Beat the Clock, Password, and The Price is Right.
What's My Line and Password are my
He was one of
favorites.
the most intimidating men I had ever met. He was wildly successful, enormously wealthy, and the most beautifully dressed man I have ever seen in my life.
If he came to the studio, oh my God, because he would make sure that the lighting was right, and the people looked right, and the mic sounded right, and the announcer's voice was right.
As I remember correctly, even the buzzer or the wind bell had to be perfect for Mark.
The simple premise that would become the crown jewel of Goodson's daytime dynasty came from one of his staffers.
The original idea for Match Game came from a fellow named Frank Wayne. He worked at Goodson Todman for many, many years.
There must have been like 8 of us there. Everybody had a paper and a pencil. And he said, okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to write down
He said, write down something about an elephant.
the answer you think other people are going to write.
Somebody wrote that it's gray, somebody wrote it had a trunk. We could see right away the intrigue in that.
Name a musical instrument in a dance band.
A lot of people in the current generation never saw the original Match Game.
Yeah, that's kind of why I
in the
did
60s.
what I did tonight.
Musical instrument in a dance band. Saxophone. Gene, which one did you choose?
Drum.
The drum. And Orson?
It was a more cerebral show. It was a calmer show.
A sax. Sax is a man.
I like that version of the show. I'm sorry, I really do.
It was much more of a competition between two teams.
There were two contestants led by a celebrity team captain on one side and the same on the other side.
But Match Game's real star from the very beginning was a song and dance man named Gene Rayburn.
My father grew up in Chicago. He wanted to be an opera singer, and he came to New York when he was 18 and became a member of the Page and Guide staff at NBC.
His first big break came in the late 1940s. He teamed up with comedian Dee Finch for a Manhattan radio show.
They had the morning drive time show called Anything Goes.
WNEW here in New York City, Rayburn and Finch.
He scored another first in 1954, sitting next to Steve Allen for the premiere of The Tonight Show.
So long before Ed McMahon and Johnny Carson, it was Steve Allen and Gene Rayburn.
Damn.
He was TV's original second banana.
He performed on Broadway as the lead in Bye Bye Birdie, and also filled in as guest host on The Tonight Show. When NBC bought Match Game in 1962, Mark Goodson offered Rayburn his very own show.
Gene Rayburn was probably one of the funniest MCs to ever do a game show. And I think one of the big reasons is that on the air, Gene never lost that little boy mischief.
With a proven track record, a brand new format, and a talented host, Goodson launched the Match Game and watched as it flopped.
So we got no match from either side.
Ran for a year, and the renewal date had come and passed, and so the show was canceled, but we had 6 weeks of production to go.
Wow.
I went home, and over the weekend, I thought about it, and I came back, and I said, I work for Mad Magazine. Did you ever think about doing silly questions?
Vicki Bartolo wrote all of the questions. Name a color flower, or name a kind of bread, or things like that.
Name something you need in order to play baseball.
Well, what's a silly question? I said, how about Mary liked to pour gravy on John's blank?
So awesome.
It was startling because it sounds funny.
It sounds dirty.
So we went to Mark, and the show is canceled. They can't cancel it twice. Do what you want. Within the 6 remaining weeks of production, the ratings started to pick up.
The network decided to renew it, and celebrities began clamoring to play the revamped version of the Match Game.
He's one of the most versatile young men in show business, Mr. Orson Bean.
Most of the celebrities, they were really big.
We ended up getting Gloria Swanson.
Lauren Bacall was on the show. She did a number of times with us.
Wow.
Yola liked doing the show.
We got Johnny Carson.
Really?
And Mickey Mantle.
Oh, wouldn't you love to see a Johnny Carson episode?
Bill Cosby did our show.
Or Cosby?
Mansfield and you name it.
Jane Mansfield.
Internationally celebrated motion picture star, Miss Jane Mansfield.
Wow. I mean, obviously clips of this exist. It was on...
I remember one time she came, Jane didn't bring enough changes of clothing. Somehow or another, I got trapped in a dressing room with her, and I whipped off my T-shirt, and she whipped off what she was wearing, and she wasn't wearing anything underneath, and I thought I was going to pass out. And I gave her my T-shirt, and she taped the show, and she came back, and I put the T-shirt back on, and it was all stretched out.
Awesome. Yeah.
It was stretched out by Jane Mansfield, and that was like amazing.
This Mansfield episode is one of the few copies that remain of the Match Game's first format.
There was resistance from Goodson in the beginning. It was a weak format that needed to be goosed up in some way, and my way was to inject some humor into it and have some fun with it.
Coming up, the Match Game moves west and to the top of the ratings.
When it went to California, it just became bedlam out there.
Fred sold her body to the highest bidder at a party.
Yes? How much did she get?
Well, he gave her change.
First of all, you could say anything. You don't have to be smart. Who wants to do password?
Excuse me, Brett Summers. I totally would be into password, but that's because I'm kind of a nerd and kind of a dork and kind of a game show sucker as well. We won't watch this whole thing. You're watching cBas After Dark. I do Game Show Tuesday every Tuesday just because I'm into it. And this didn't even really this was not my intention. I would rather have done 2 episodes of Password and Password Plus. And maybe we'll actually switch to that just because. In fact, here's a good way to sort of switch to it because Betty White was frequently on the Match Game. I don't know. Should I switch to the Match Game? Or I'm into watching this documentary now. There's about 30 minutes left. There's about 30 minutes left of the show. Maybe we'll just do it. What the hell? Anyway. Well, fuck it. Let's just do more of this. We'll see if I get bored with it. We'll do maybe an episode of Password at the end here.
The best use of celebrities on game shows is when the show is designed to be a celebrity show. The Match Game was a forerunner, absolutely.
Oh, here we are. Hello there.
Match Game, launched in 1962, stayed on the air until the end of the decade.
Well, in '69, the game show business collapsed just generally. And the people who were running daytime at NBC began dumping these game shows left and right.
All television died in New York in the end of the 60s, which was sad.
In 1971, the Federal Communications Commission changed the rules for syndication, allowing production companies to sell more shows, even reruns, to independent stations.
I love that.
Blitz and Todman, I believe, started rerunning game shows. In the old days, it was you do the game and who wants to see a game again. Well, they threw away an awful lot of games before they realized it was a whole industry that they could keep rerunning them.
Shows were coming from California. People were moving to California. There were a lot of celebrities in California. They liked the sun, they liked the water, they liked the convertibles.
Everyone had to go to LA.
Goodson moved his company to the new industry capital and relaunched his game show dynasty.
Goodson called me and he said, "We're moving the Match Game to LA. Do you want to go?" And I said, "No, I don't want to go." Goodson said, "As long as there's a Match Game, you don't have a paycheck. You can write from here." So the show went and I stayed.
In the summer of 1973, as the last American soldiers pulled out of Vietnam and hearings on the Watergate break-in opened in Washington,
Get ready to match the star.
Match Game made its way back into millions of American homes with a twist.
The panel was Goodson's idea. He thought it'd be a good thing to do a show with a lot of celebrities.
Look at these beautiful people!
It gave Rayburn so much more opportunity. He had 6 people to work with.
Here, now I welcome you to Match Game 73. This is your old favorite updated with more action, more money, and as you can see, more celebrities.
Jack Klugman, star of the hit sitcom The Odd Couple, appeared on the pilot.
Jack came to me and he said, "Listen, could you do me a favor?" He said, "Would you book Brett, who was his wife?"
The sexiest thing a woman can wear is blank.
And with the exclusion of my wife,
nothing.
He said, "She's driving me crazy." So I said, "Sure."
Listen, we're delighted to see this lady because her husband has been on the program. I guess everybody knows that Brett Summers
They asked me to do it, and I said, sure. And they said, would you do the next 5?
The first time a boy kissed Susie, she blanked.
In the immortal words of Jack Klugman, belted him.
It turned into 9 years. Isn't that amazing?
I've been had. I'm so butch and I love sports. Okay, be ready for it, kids.
Within the first several weeks, they hired an actor who had worked with Gene Rayburn on Broadway.
Yesterday, Mary blanked her wedding dress.
I wasn't really friendly with Charles until we did the show. He never called me by my name. He called me Susan or she.
She would probably burn her wedding dress.
He would go, she's got a new hairdo. Have you seen her?
Charles, see the retainer she's wearing? Yes. There's a chance that it's just retaining too much.
They hired one more regular that first year.
There is the man you played with last time.
A British sitcom star named Richard Dawson.
You sat there and took the best shots, that came along.
Maybe she thought I was playing. I've never been more serious in my life, Derek.
There was some sort of magnetic draw between Richard and the contestants.
He was a devil. He was funny.
Blinking high.
Getting high.
He had that great look. You know what I mean? He had that George Clooney, salt and pepper hair.
Yeah, he
that
did.
Tan, that accent.
If you're ever going that way again,
Let me know.
come up and see me sometime.
He was about as sexy as a snail. I mean, Richard, his mind worked like a steel trap, but he wasn't the happiest man in the world.
With 3 celebrity regulars and 3 rotating guests, the match game became an instant hit for CBS.
Until next time, Gene Rayburn saying so long for Match Game 73. I didn't think it would last that long. I had no way of judging. I knew that as long as the numbers were good, we'd last.
Coming up, the secret ingredient to match game success.
To go full steam ahead, you have to have a full head of steam.
You ought to know.
All right.
Some of our cast members like to indulge.
Let me suck these out.
Hi.
We're just a bunch of people who got together and had a good time. And here is the $5,000 question. Quick as a blank. Quick as a blank.
Within weeks of going on the air in the summer of 1973,
Charlie, quick as a wink. He says wink.
the good times had begun.
Betty, may we see your response?
Wink!
Wink!
All right, I'm kind of bored with this, but you could obviously appreciate what a great history this game show had, especially coming from where it came from and, doing what they did. It was a pretty fun time. All right, we will end with the password game that I was debating on whether or not to play. We'll do the password here because the password from this is what's seen as the unaired episode. Elaine Joyce and George Papard. We could do the one with Betty White and Vicki Lawrence, but let's do this one from '79. Password Plus.
More than password, it's Password Plus. Elaine Joyce and George Papard. And here's the star of Password Plus.
Alan Ludden, the husband of Betty White, by the way.
Well, it's going to be another one of those weeks. Got two good buddies here. You must know. Now, Elaine, you played Password Plus, haven't you? This is the first time we've got my old friend George Papard here on Password Plus, and I tell you what, from the old days, I can promise you this, it's going to be a rough week for me. He never makes it easy for me, but it's always a pleasure. Would you please be excused? Would you mind going there and wait? No. You look very good. Thank you. I am. I know you're good. Okay, all right, now.
He does look very good.
He does, doesn't he? You noticed that. All right, now here's what happened. Yes, last Friday, we had a very exciting game, and we had a guy who's already won once, who loves to win. He's a good player. His name is Steve Mintz. I want you to meet him. Come in, Steve. Okay. Now, you sit over here. Enjoy, sit there. You sit there right because you won the coin toss.
Okay.
The coin toss. I say it wrong.
Coin toss?
Coin toss. I said it wrong. All right. He's here. Now, look. You know how to play it, don't you? You have another $5,000 done up. You got $8,100 so far. You got to add 5 to that, and you know what that means. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, 10 passwords up here, beginning this time with the letter A and going alphabetically all the way through the letter J. You get 10 of them in 60 seconds.
and you got $5,000 more. Now remember, the first word starts with A. There, Elaine, is the first word. You got it?
Yes.
Okay, you're going to have 60 seconds. You ready?
Ready.
Go.
Boat.
Clue.
Wait.
Anchor. B.
Oh, instrument.
Bassoon.
Strum.
Banjo. B.
Blackboard.
Chalk. B.
Dirty.
Clue.
Plate.
Dishwasher.
Plate.
Dishes.
Yeah.
Simple.
Easy. F.
Snow.
Frost.
1.
Plate. G.
History.
Geography. H.
Joyful.
Happy. I.
Soap.
Ivory. Day.
Stupid.
Clue.
Dumb.
Jester.
Dopey. Grunt. Drip. Idiot.
Jerk.
Wow. I'm surprised they got that, frankly. Those were, I mean, you think of a jerk as kind of an a-hole or a mean person, not an idiot, but maybe in the 70s it meant something different. I don't know.
You're almost good on a jerk. What do you about that? But you got it. You have $13,100. Okay, come on over. We're going to play again. Here we go. You go over here. Here we go. You know, we got so busy getting into the end game and winning $13,000 for Steve, or Steve winning it for himself, I neglected to point out that Steve has a wonderful occupation. He works for an importer. What do you import, Steve?
The importer I work for imports pistachio nuts out of Iran.
Meet Nancy Woodward. Come in, Nancy. How are you?
The old school stuff of him like getting the chair for her and sort of.
Lovely ladies here, Nancy Woodward and Elaine Joyce. Nancy, tell us about yourself.
I live in Marina
It's old school from a gentleman standpoint, and it's old school from a TV standpoint.
Ready, Elaine has the option. That's the first word in the puzzle. What are you going to do, Elaine?
I'll pass.
Okay, George, play. Celebrated. Party. Celebrated, he said. Second clue.
Known. Famous.
Yes. Nancy. First clue in the puzzle. Look at that. First clue in the puzzle is famous.
Celebrity.
Is it celebrities? What is it? All right, George, you've got the option. There you go. Pass the play, George. Play. Go.
Denmark. Copenhagen?
Second clue, Elaine.
Pastry. Danish.
Good. I'm not sure Denmark was a good clue.
Famous Danish. Too long. All right, here we go. George has the option again.
All I could think of was
You got it.
prune.
You got your prune.
Prune Danish.
Prune Danish. You have the option, Fred. Pass the play.
Play.
Okay.
Lepticon?
Elk. What?
Ooh.
Elk? No.
Lepticon?
You did that very well.
Well, I could have done it better.
I thought you were holding back a little.
A little bit of a gay joke there, it looked like. Oh, leprechaun.
Godmother. Fairy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very godmother. All right.
Famous Danish fairy.
Danish fairy.
Listen.
Guess what it is. What is the puzzle? Person, place, or thing, Nancy. All right. You got it at home? You got it?
I have no idea.
I don't have any idea either. There you go.
Who has the...
You do.
I do.
Yeah.
Okay. Wag. Wig?
Ooh.
No, that's all right. Lane.
End. Tail.
Hey. four of them. Famous Danish fairy tale.
Danish fairy tale. The Silver Skate, but it's not.
Is it the Silver Skate? This is the last one.
I think it's the Little Mermaid, isn't it?
The option.
Hans Christian Andersen? Oh, writer. It's Hans Christian Andersen.
Okay. Gonna play. Author? Writer. Right. Famous Danish fairy tale writer.
Hans Christian Andersen.
Is it Hans Christian Andersen? It is! No, that's the way the game works. You see, you got all four of them, but by not getting it, then they come in at the end.
I would like to tell you, Alan, I think this is a wonderful game, and I really enjoy playing it, but...
Here we go.
But the forms we have to sign in order to play that game, I want to discuss with you later in the program. I want the audience to know that there's some terrible things they make us do before we're allowed to play this game.
Would you like to do it now before we go to commercial, just in case?
No, we're going to save it up.
You've got a little complaint to make.
Yes, a big complaint to make.
Okay.
America.
You're not American. George Dupart has a complaint to make about this very program, not the program.
No, not the way it's played. It's the NBC executives, and I hope everybody writes them a letter.
Oh, no. But
Holy shit. What the fuck?
I am absolutely neutral. It's my job you're talking about. All right. No, it really isn't my job.
Let's play the game.
If you've got a complaint, let's go to commercial right after this commercial. Okay. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
What will the complaint be? I have no idea. Is he going to talk about it?
No, I want to play the game. All right. Well, this is not about goods and toddlers. It's not about password. It's about NBC forums. But I want to play first. We want to win another one, right?
All right, here we go. Let's see. You wait, can you wait? Here we go. Nancy has the option.
Forms?
Pass.
Okay, Steve.
Whistle.
Wind. Second clue, Nancy.
Air. Blow.
That's it. All right, now you have the first clue. Blow. The first clue in the puzzle is blow.
Gabriel.
Is it Gabriel? Oh, it is. All right. Steve has the option. You've got it. Pass the play, Steve.
It is what I thought it was then.
No. What do you think? Tucker, no.
You turn this place into a garage. Inhale.
Suck. I don't know why they're doing this to me today. All right. You have two clues up there. Blow and suck. No. Yes, you do. Oh, well, wait. It's a person, place, or a thing.
Is it,
Deep throat. Is it deep throat?
Oh. God. I feel like some of this is racy even for today.
I have no apologies to make. There's no thing America doesn't know the story. They do. All right. Why not say it? All right. Well, you said it. I did. Steve has Nancy has the option. You wonder why I'm confused. All right. That's the play.
I'll play.
Go.
Cow punch. Sock.
Second clue, Steve.
Cow punches.
Cowboy. That's it.
That seemed like a little close to the real word.
Three clues up there. Blow, suck, and cowboy. Boy, it's Super Bowl.
Anyone do that?
Super Bowl. All right. Nancy has the option.
Oh.
Pass or play?
Pass.
Oh, I see. Heart. Heart. Long. Nancy, second clue.
Woodsy. Fireplace.
Third clue. Marshmallows. Toast. Fourth clue.
Camp.
Roast.
Last clue for you, Steve.
Oh, I see. Oh,
Outdoors. Fire. Last clue for you, Nancy.
roast. Campfire.
Campfire. Oh, yes, it is allowed. It's part of the word, but they allow it now. Where is that guy? Wait. Yeah, camp is. I wouldn't say campfire because she said camp, and I thought the rule says you cannot use a form of the word in the word. It used to say that. It does not say that anymore. Huh? What? It's a different word. You can't BDI. All right. I have great difficulty defending that ruling, but I don't have to. All right. You have the option: blow, suck, cowboy, and campfire. Not the option. You get to guess the puzzle.
Oh, barbecue.
Is it barbecue? No. All right. Now, is this always a person or a place or a thing? A person, a place, or a thing? A person, a place, or a thing. That's what the puzzle is. All right. How about you in the audience? Do you have it?
Yes, they don't have it.
Do you have it at home? Okay, we're all together. We're all in the dark. Steve has the option. That's the play. I'll play. Okay. Musical instrument.
Good.
Good. You got the fifth and last clue. Now, you get to guess the puzzle. There are 5 clues up there as to the places.
Harmonica.
They are blow, suck, cowboy, campfire, instrument, bellows. Is it a bellows?
No.
All right, Steve, since this is the 5th one, you get to try it. What is it? It's a harmonica or a mouth organ. Is it a harmonica or a mouth organ? Yeah.
Awesome.
You play it, cowboys play it by going in and going out, and you play it around a campfire, and if you don't strictly have a commercial, we'll be right back. Don't go away. Okay, now wait 1 minute. I think that I should be. Would you like me to complain some more about? No. I'd like you to explain your complaint. Don't complain anymore. Just explain. All right. Well, here's the thing, friends. I think you should know that before we do this program, it is did they make you sign that form too? I don't know what form you mean. All right. Well, there's a form that says that you won't cheat, you won't steal, you won't kick your mother, you won't tell anybody, you're not getting any prizes. Going on and on and on, like you were some crook. Well, it is really unnecessary in this game. I mean, everybody around this game is paranoid about the truth. They're very careful. And we even have somebody from NBC who watches us. Now, that gets into the police state mentality, and I do not think it's necessary, and I personally resent it, Mr. Silverman and the rest of you. Would you all write him a letter and tell him to stop that?
Wow, I bet he got into some trouble with that.
Everybody has a right to his opinion. There is, though, this very important fact to remember. When you watch game shows today, you are now assured that what you see is what you get. I mean, there is no hanky-panky. There is no planning. There is no arrangement. There is no way, because all of the networks very carefully supervise their games. The fact that NBC elects to have a form offends some people, but it is true that game shows are militantly supervised by the networks. And for that, all of us in the game show business are really grateful because we can say, all right, it's true, it's straight, there's no cheating. Okay, we have a commercial.
I have to leave because there's no cheating.
Well, in some regard. We'll talk right through that, so we'll go to a commercial, then we'll come back and play the $200 puzzle, okay? Don't go away.
Wow. This is the unaired episode. No wonder. Okay, because what it said down here was the reason for the episode not being aired will become clear later. That's why. Wow.
I'll play.
Go.
Yeah.
First clue the puzzle is fine. Right. What do you think?
Doorbell.
Is it a doorbell? No, it isn't. All right. George has the option.
He didn't get in trouble, but the episode didn't get aired.
Pass. Elaine.
Thorny. Prickly.
You said that. The word is prickly, but it's a form of the word, meaning the same thing. Pricker, neither run, pricker. That's a good clue.
Thank you.
very much. Oh, that's B.
Is it a B or B?
Wow.
The other two is a all right.
I can't believe it.
Now you got 200 to 200. Whoever wins this puzzle wins the game.
This is the game. Steve has the option. What are you going to do? Steve has to play. This is the $200 puzzle. This will do it.
I'll play.
Go.
Vertebrate. Mammal.
Second clue, Nancy.
Beast. Skeleton.
Third clue, Steve.
General. Dragon.
Fourth clue,
Dragon.
Generic. Dinosaur.
Fifth and last clue, Steve.
Pet. Spine.
Sixth and last clue.
Vegetable.
In time, vegetable, right? You may respond.
No. Animal.
Yes!
Well, vertebrate. You see, it's funny how that first clue kind of put them off. It was a very precise clue, vertebrate, actually.
All right. Animal was the first clue in the puzzle. You get to guess it. It's for the game, Elaine. First clue is animal. What do you think?
Sesame Street.
Is it Sesame Street? No, Steve has the option again. You got it at home. That's the play, Steve.
I'll play.
Go.
Autumn.
Fall.
I knew he was going to say
Second
fall.
clue, Nancy.
Snowy. Winter.
Yes.
He's got two B's up there. Animal. Winter. What do you think it is?
I think it's a bear.
Is it a bear? No, it's not. Steve has the option again. You've got it at home. That's the play, Steve.
Pass.
Nancy.
Image. Mirror.
Second clue, Steve.
Dark. Shadow.
Okay, so George Papard's a much better player than I thought, although that little NBC complaint.
Shadow. What is it?
It's the little animal that comes out of the ground in the spring. If you see his shadow, it's going to be...
What is it?
It is not a hedgehog. Is it a hedgehog? It's not a hedgehog. Is it a hedgehog?
Does he get to guess? No. He doesn't. Too late.
Shouldn't have said that much, George. You're not that good of a player.
You lined it up.
You said too much. Now the next, if the girl gets it, she's going to guess it.
That's the play, Nancy.
Play.
Go.
Climate.
Ooh, she might not have the chance.
Temperature.
Nope.
Second clue, Steve.
Meteorology. Spring.
Third clue.
Report.
Weather.
What's your report? Report.
Fourth clue, Steve.
Meteorology. Weather.
Yeah, there. Now you got four clues. He still can't help you. He still can't help. This is in the game. Animal, winter, shadow, weather,
Groundhog.
Yeah, is it a groundhog?
I thought of it.
Is it a groundhog? It is. You won the game. Groundhog. All right. Nancy, you have $200. We have a commercial. We'll be back to play.
Man, I bet she. Every time I see a person lose like that, I always think, God, they must hate that celebrity for the rest of their lives. So that's it for the unaired Elaine Joyce George Papard episode of Password Plus. How about that shit? I saw that it was unaired, and I'm like, all right, that'll be amusing, something interesting, something a little bit scandalous or whatever to watch on GameShowTuesday, right? I didn't have any idea, and I mean, it's good that the networks did that thing with the forums. I mean, not the forums necessarily, I suppose. Maybe the forums were offensive to some people, whatever. But, ever since the $64,000 question scandal, which, God, don't you wish there was video of that on YouTube? Ever since that, they've been, militantly watched to make sure there's not, bullshit, hanky-panky cheating on game shows. And I think that's smart. Although, frankly, I wish they'd also be as militant about not airing shitty game shows, like the new Bullseye, 500 questions, I mean, why can't we have one good game show like they have in Britain? They have the Cube. They have, what's that one that's like in slow motion? It's Half American Gladiators, Reflex, the Cube, Reflex, 8 out of 10 Cats does Countdown itself, Mastermind. There's a million British game shows that are tremendous. Hopefully we have a chance to bring you more of those. We do 90 minutes on Tuesday because of Game Show Tuesday. Had a little bit of a documentary aside detour. I didn't get to one of the episodes of Password, but maybe we'll do that next week. And by the way, as always, if you have a game show you know of that you'd like me to research, or you'd like me to show, or you have an episode of a particular game show that's just on YouTube that you want to see played, your favorite episode, or something you remember from your childhood that you wonder if it's still out there on the internet somewhere and you can find it or you can't find it, if you have any game show related shit at all, tweet me here, call me here, 310-776-5869, any time of the day or night. You can leave a voicemail, you can send me a text, you can tweet me here, comment on this very video. I really enjoy game shows to the ridiculous amount, almost as much as I love science fiction. In some game show cases, even more so. And as time goes on, I hope to bring you even more crazy shit from game shows that maybe you didn't know you would like. And we'll do it all coming up. Tomorrow's Media Watch Wednesday. I'm actually thinking we might push aside Media Watch Wednesday and do a little bit more What If week. Just sort of general theorizing. And I have other sort of things like the Energy File and certain things I haven't been able to squeeze in. This show has kind of become regimented. It's, what is it? Monday night. Nerd News Monday, Game Show Tuesday, Media Watch Wednesday, and Anything Can Happen Thursday. Now, Anything Can Happen Thursday, I can kind of do whatever, but I feel like I might do Anything Can Happen Wednesday just so something else can happen. I don't know. Have a great night. Make it a great Wednesday as well. I'm cBas. This is cBas After Dark. We'll see you at 10 p.m. on the West Coast and 0500 GMT tomorrow.